to build true, unshakable confidence without having to be the loudest person in the room. Have you ever met someone who didn't say much, but the moment they walked into a room, everyone just felt their presence? I used to think being confident meant to be an extremely extroverted person. You had to dominate conversations, make big jokes, and always have something clever to say. A few years ago, I went to a networking event. I was super nervous, trying so hard to think of smart things to say. But then I noticed that a woman was sitting across the room. She was quiet, she was listening intently, smiling warmly, and moving calmly. She didn't interrupt anyone, she didn't try to prove anything, yet she was easily the most captivating person there. That was the day I realized that loudness is just noise, but true confidence is quiet. It isn't about knowing you're the best at everything. It is simply that you will be okay even if things don't go perfectly. When you aren't afraid of looking silly, making a mistake, or being rejected, you stop trying so hard to impress people. You drop the front and just relax into who you are. The best part, anyone can build this. It's not a personality trait you're born with. It's a habit. Now, here are 3 simple shifts you can practice today to become an unshakably confident person. The first one is to slow down your movement and speech. When we feel insecure or nervous, we tend to rush, we talk super fast, fidget with our hands, through spaces as if we are apologizing for taking up the room or taking up the space. Next time you walk into a room or answer a question, pause, take a deep breath, speak slightly slower, move with intention, instantly signals to your brain and everyone around you that you belong there. The second one is to become a master listener. That is why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. And confident people have learned this very, very well. Insecure people are constantly worrying, what should I say next so I sound smart? Confident people actually listen. When someone is talking and you have to give them your full attention. Not make comfortable eye contact. Don't worry about prepping your reply while they're still talking. Listening deeply shows you're comfortable enough in yourself that you don't need to steal the spotlight. When you're thinking of what to reply while they're speaking, you tend to not listen and rather get lost in your own thoughts. And unfortunately, you don't even end up coming up with an actual reply. You just end up stammering because you don't even know what they have said, not to talk of knowing what to reply to them. The third thing is, stop polling people for approval. Do you ask 5 different friends for their opinion before buying an outfit or making a decision? That's a sign you don't trust your own judgment. Stop practicing making small decisions on your own without validating them with anyone else. Trust your own taste. That is just the same thing as a child that is very, very confident in the outfits they are wearing. Even though it's a little bit ridiculous, they are so happy. Everybody is even happy on their behalf, even though they are wearing a ridiculous outfit. And it's just, you know, that child is just so confident, they're just playful, and they just don't give a fucking fuck in the entire world. Whereas a child whose mother forced to wear a particular outfit, okay, so they decide to wear the outfit. The outfit is beautiful, but they're not confident in the outfit. They are so shy, they are so introverted about the outfit. When they get to the outing, they end up trying to want to be alone because they don't like what they're wearing, even though it actually looks good to adults. To them, it feels ridiculous. And they just sit down in one place, nobody notices the outfit, nobody even notices they are there, and they just go back home not even enjoying what is supposed to be a party for children. Whereas a child who refuses vehemently to wear what her mother or his mother wants him or her to wear and decides to wear the ridiculous clothes, and the mother says, okay, you know what, you're going to see, everybody's not going to like what you're wearing. And then they get to the party, even though yes, they're dressed ridiculous, everybody likes them because they're completely confident in what they are wearing. They just don't give a fuck in the world. They don't care about looking silly because guess what, they're actually a child and this is what they want to wear. This is what they feel confident in wearing. So another thing is looking good and feeling completely happy in what you're wearing. So this is actually a sub of the third part, which is people's opinion doesn't necessarily matter. If you're not okay with people's opinion, don't take it. Even if your own opinion ends up becoming ridiculous, or actually maybe later in life you end up realizing that, oh, you know, this was such a weird thing for me to have done. It's okay, because at that point in time when you're doing it, you're very much confident in what you're doing, and you know, you feel happy about it. So it's okay to look silly at times. That is just completely normal. So if you want to take a quick practical exercise to practice this week, try the 1-minute mirror reset. Before you leave the house or join a big video call, stand in front of the mirror for 60 seconds. Drop your shoulders away from your ears, unclamp your jaw, smile at yourself and say, I don't need to prove a thing to anyone today. It sounds super simple, but it lowers your anxiety instantly and reminds you that your worth is already settled. For instance, the president of America doesn't have to prove to his ministers that he is worthy of being president because he is already president. So even if he keeps quiet throughout the entire executive meeting, everybody still knows that he is the president, and he still carries that aura of being a president, and he has that confidence. Same thing for you. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You are confident with the way you are. Your worth is non-negotiable. Building confidence takes time, so be patient with yourself. You don't need to transform overnight. When you force confidence, it literally backfires by making you seem unconfident. So when you try to force yourself to be a confident person, you try to be extremely introverted, let's talk to everybody, it literally backfires because everybody can sense that you're trying to be confident, and it doesn't look good. It does not look good. So if this video brought you value, please hit on the like button, subscribe to join my community, and tell me down in the comments which of these 3 habits you're going to be practicing this week. Let's support each other down there. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.